education, not just advocacy, but ways that we need to stand up to challenge this oppression. What the hell's the first one? No more gruesome images. Nails across faces. Generations collapsing on themselves. A father ripping through rubble, coated in blood, caved in rooftops, immersed in the feeder of death. No more cries, crashing inside ears like cymbals. Can't unsee, can't stop from happening. This is massacre. Shishaya is everywhere. This is annihilation. Infants in pieces. This is a war crime. The beach, it's bleeding. She wants her husband back. Stop dehumanizing our men. She wants her best friend back. Stop killing our father. She wants her baby girl back. Stop robbing our cribs. You incinerated classrooms. The morgues are overflowing. Knew it was a shelter. Shelled the building again. Knew what you were doing. Children stuffed in ice cream freezers. Knew what you were doing. The earth, it's still swallowing us. You are not the victim, not the narrator. Don't get to tell us how to process our pain. You are swindlers, terrorists, fascists fiending for our limbs. Read the reports, become sick with yourselves. You are everything you levied against us. You should be ashamed. Goliath on mass graves. Yet you remain an empty vessel, striding through a sea of blood you spilled. I have no way how to transition out of that, so I'm just going to do this poem next. Okay, so now it's like, there's an occupation, there's apartheid, there's settler colonialism, now what can we do about it? So I am on the organizing committee for the U.S. campaign for the academic and cultural boycott of Israel. I also work with the Palestinian campaign for the academic and cultural boycott of Israel. I work with Adalah New York, which is a local BDS group in New York City. So it's important to educate ourselves on Palestine. It's important to speak out, but it's critical that we do something about it. So for folks that don't know, in 2005, Palestinian civil society called for boycott, divestment, and sanctions against the state of Israel until it complied with three basic demands. Number one, ending the occupation of all Arab land and taking down of the apartheid wall in accordance with the 2004 International Court of Justice ruling. Number two, the right of return for Palestinian refugees, 750,000 who were ethnically cleansed in 1948, and as I mentioned, waves of ethnic cleansing that have taken place throughout. And number three, equality for all Palestinians living inside of the state of Israel who face more than 50 laws that systematically discriminate against them. Now, you see popular boycotts in the UK, whether it's G4S, a prison company, prison services company that operates within the UK, within Palestine, and also within the US. Or you'll see companies like Elbit Systems, which operates on the US-Mexico border and also in Palestine. Companies like HP, which sends over biometric technology to the state of Israel, that's used at checkpoints and to enhance the naval blockade of the Gaza Strip, as well as working with the Department of Homeland Security. So a lot of these companies are pressing various populations. And so for anybody that doesn't know how divestment works on a college campus, whether that's relating to fossil fuels, prisons, or Palestine, let's say your university invests in Caterpillar. Caterpillar sends over armored and D9 militarized bulldozers to the Israeli state. Those bulldozers are used to uproot olive trees, to bulldoze homes, and to kill American citizens like Rachel Corrie. So what Palestinians have said is that, look, we're not victims in need of aid, we're an occupied people in need of oppression, and your tax dollars, your community investments, and your campus investments are profiting off of that oppression. So don't do us favors, but cut your direct lines of complicity. And so basically you have a lot of students that are saying, why am I paying all this tuition money? Why are we cutting expenses? Why are we making cuts within society and on campuses? And why are we investing in things like prisons and not in schools? So this poem is called This Divestment Bill Hurts My Feelings, and even though it's related to campus divestment, it also kind of touches upon boycott. I work particularly on cultural boycott. So this poem is basically done in two voices. One voice is the voice that's like, we should divest because that's ethical and moral and normal. Then there's the other voice that is like, this divestment bill on campus hurts my feelings. And because I feel uncomfortable, we should profit off of oppression. If you can't tell the difference between the two voices in the poem, I didn't do my job. This divestment bill, it hurts my feelings. That Caterpillar bulldozer ended life and the body of an American citizen, drove her bones into the ground while a company cashed in on the sale. The claws of D9 bulldozers unearthed the livelihood of occupied Palestinians, making way for illegal settlements. But we need a positive campus climate. While HP stock rises on division, producing technology to segregate Palestinians, biometric IDs at checkpoints, enhancing the naval blockade of an open-air prison. Palestinians on campus listen to words like positive, climate, hurt feelings, knowing their tuition invests in companies raining terror on loved ones. That's suffering. Like their voices is non-existent to student board members looking for cushy jobs at top 5 law firms. But this divestment bill, it's divisive. The Montgomery bus boycott, divisive. The Great Boycott, one-sided. Abolishing slavery, radical. Nelson Mandela, a terrorist. Indigenous, savages, women's suffrage, complicated. Desegregation, provocative. Hiroshima security, internment camps of necessity, Bantustan's autonomy, Iraq liberation, Palestine barren. There is always going to be an excuse. Catchphrases, talking points, strip away names and faces. We're being militant, unreasonable. There's context to this oppression. The word apartheid, it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's apartheid, by definition, fits the 73 Convention. By law, it is a crime against humanity. 2 sets of laws for 2 people, labor, land ownership, access to education, 50 laws of discrimination, 66 years of colonization, 27,000 homes demolished, nearly 1 million arrested since '67. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No one said Israel doesn't have problems. But